Hello, everybody. This is Casey LaPierre, and I'm coming to you from the Institute of Applied Equine Podiatry. You may recall that the Perfect Hoofwear was developed at the Institute of Applied Equine Podiatry. And for a very long time now, I've been looking for a poultice or a clay that I can use underneath the Perfect Hoofwear, and also for treating infections, thrush, white line disease. About a year ago, I was introduced to this clay. We call it Perfect Hoof Clay by Design. It has CPD in it. That's why we're calling it clay by design, CPD. It's a bentonite clay that also has a lot of ingredients that fight inflammation. Okay, so it not only fights infection, but it also fights inflammation. Okay, so it's excellent for use underneath the Perfect Hoofwear, but it's also good for using it as a poultice to draw abscesses. A lot of the things that you would use a poultice for, the Perfect Hoof Clay is perfect for. All right, so if you take a look at this, we have two different formulas. Okay, we have a formula for the wet environment, and we have a formula for the dry environment. So here in Florida in the summertime, it's very wet, so I use my wet formula. Okay, so later on, I'm going to take you and show you how this is applied and how we use it in conjunction with our Silvetrosol. And we have a new product coming out called Perfect Hoof Wash, which will be for both environments. We will have one for the wet environment and one for the dry environment. Okay, so let me take you over to the horse and show you how this is applied. But I want to show you, we're going to be using the Perfect Hoof Clay. And we're using the one that is developed for wet environments, because here in Florida it's pretty wet. So I've already cleaned up this foot, but what I want you to do is, when we're applying this, is I want you to pick out these collateral grooves, which I hadn't done yet, which you can see. So I'm just going to clean out those collateral grooves. I'm going to hit it with a wire brush. And then I'm going to take my Silvetrosol and I'm going to put it on stream so that I can get right down in those collateral grooves. Wash it right out. And I'm going to leave that wet, okay, because this clay goes on really well and you don't need a whole lot. Okay, so all I did was just take, about the size of a pea or a little bit bigger. And I'm just going to take that, and I'm actually going to push it down into those collateral grooves. And the Silvetrosol, you don't have to use it, but I'll tell you what, we found that fighting infections, it works phenomenal, and it makes this clay go a long way. Okay, so that's why I really like to use it this way. Get it right down in those collateral grooves. Okay, and then I'm going to put a thin layer on that sole, because this is going to go underneath my Perfect Hoofwear. Okay, and you can see how nice that frog is. It responds really well to this Perfect Hoof Clay. Okay, if I have any cracks, you can see I have a little bit of separation right there. I'm just going to put it right in the separation, put it in the separation there, and it's ready for my Perfect Hoofwear at this point. Okay, so this will go a long way in treating this foot. Okay, there we go. All right. And that's all I really have to do. Okay, so previously I showed you using Silvetrosol, but you don't have to use Silvetrosol. And if you're going to leave them barefoot, you trim them up for barefoot, hit it with a wire brush, and then you're just going to take your clay. I take a little bit more here, okay, and just put it down in the grooves like that, which really flows quite nicely. Okay. Yep, it flows pretty good, just like that. Okay, and then I can put a little bit on the sole if I have any cracks or any separations that I have. I'll put it around it, but that's pretty much all I need to do. And if you did that once, twice a week, or even as often as you could, really, you can see how well this frog stays. Developed a nice frog here in wet Florida. Okay, so it works really, really well.